Call me in the order. Please rise, salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meeting. It has been duly advertised in the newspaper as an official meeting. Roll call.
Present.
Mr. McCarron?
Present.
Mrs. Baraki? Dr. Osmond?
Present.
Mrs. Rivera?
Present.
Mrs. Cass?
Present.
Mr. Palmieri?
Present. I need a motion for approval of the agenda with addendums.
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Gardella? Yes. Mr. McCarron?
Yes.
Mrs. Barakis?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. At this time, I turn the meeting over to Mrs. Permilli for her superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Palmieri. Good evening, everyone. As I always begin each board meeting with our high school board reps. So they share with us every board meeting every month. The high school happens, and I'm really looking forward today to hearing from both of them. There's been a lot of exciting, wonderful things happening in our high schools. Tonight, we'll start with Jose from Liberty.
Good evening, Superintendent Corneli, Board of Education members, and guests. It is my pleasure to be back here again to fill you in on some of the noteworthy events happening at Liberty this past month. Countless clubs took this month to really make a difference. The class of 2025 is hosting a fundraiser at Playa Bowls in Howell this Thursday, November 16, and had another one this past Friday at the Jackson Diner. The Technology Student Association organized a Philip Pretzel fundraiser last week. The Jackson Liberty Band is organizing a clothing drive fundraiser this Saturday, November 18 from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the high school. Finally, the National Honor Society is having a Go-Go Ground fundraiser where students have the opportunity to send a canned message to their friends or teachers. But Liberty is also very excited to give back. Internet Club members participated in the Jackson Township Fall Cleanup, where they volunteered to clean the roads of our community and collected 25 bags of pollution as a result of their arduous work. Moreover, Jackson Liberty demonstrated their support and love for their own by attending a charity event for a student's brother who was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. The event was a success, and on behalf of Jackson Liberty, we wish you the best on your journey to recovery. As the fall season comes to a close, there are a few individual athletes in the group that we would like to recognize for their standout performances. Steph Ramos and Stella Hartzell of the Jackson Liberty volleyball team were both named second team All-Shore. Special shout out to our athletes of the month, volleyball players Stella Hartzell and Grace Wolf of cross country. Additionally, we have many athletes make all division honors, such as field hockey's Jackie Cassell, Quinn Lean, Luz Georgiana, and Chloe Lane. There are many students standing out for their amazing achievements. Specifically, we would like to congratulate our students of the month, Ahmed Osman and Quinn Lean, and our staff member of the month, Ms. Jace Basin. Their contributions are vast, and the Liberty community is stronger because of all they do. Another organization that is making a difference at Liberty is your brand new Leadership Academy. Through this organization, select students are trained to help the freshmen adapt to a new environment. Its members have been hosting meetings with the 9th graders where they talk about their experiences throughout high school, play games, and competitions, and ultimately trying to form a close bond with them so they can have a safe place in school. We are excited about its effectiveness so far, and we are excited to build upon it as the year progresses. Another event that we are looking forward to hosting this year is Challenge Day. This is a well-acclaimed event where professionals come in and work with students to help break down boundaries and stereotypes to help create a more positive culture for our school. We're thrilled to have this opportunity and know it will make a difference. There's a lot happening academically as well. It is exhilarating to have so many students enjoy the benefits of field trips again. There have been a few recently, and the students always return inspired with a greater perspective than they had before they left. But the students do not always have to leave campus to have a memorable experience. There was recently a gallery walk hosted by English classes to showcase displays on the novel they were reading, activity-based, engaging, and challenging students, and experiments in many classrooms to captivate their students' attention. The teachers are working hard to offer various methods of instruction, and the benefits are obvious. As you can see, Liberty is staying very active. The teams, clubs, students, and staff are all working hard to make these days the best they can be. We still have more to be excited about with some spectacular upcoming shows. Home for the Holidays will be held on Thursday, November 30th at 6:30 p.m. We hope to see you all there. There's so much to do and to be excited about as we enter this holiday season. We look forward to celebrating with you at some of our events. We appreciate all of the opportunities that we have and thank you for your support through them all. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Jose, for the very comprehensive report. Lots of things happening at Liberty. Now, to hear some things that are happening at Memorial, Jamil will come to the podium.
Good evening, Mrs. Pormilli, members of the Central Administration staff, and Board of Education members. Thank you for having me again tonight to speak on behalf of Jackson Memorial High School again. Many exciting events have occurred as we enter the change of seasons. Please allow me to present them to you. Shortly after our last Board of Education meeting, we had Mrs. Caggiano hosting assemblies for all grade levels on the school's goals towards quitting vaping and influencing students to make good decisions. The assemblies were very touching and honestly was a great eye-opener for all the grades. Another topic that was discussed was the pause before you post movement. This encouraged students to think twice before posting or spreading anything online. On November 2nd, the National Honor Society induction was held here at the school, where many students were rewarded for their effort and total dedication to their academic achievements. Jackson Memorial High School is proud to present these students and continue to encourage them to achieve greater goals. Many students have been receiving their early acceptances from many colleges across the country. The Marines and the Army have been visiting the school as well to take interest of students wanting to serve their country. Many sports and clubs have participated in the Clean Communities Act, which assigns a road all across Jackson, like different roads, to different groups to pick up any litter and trash that are on the side of the road. The annual Powder Puff Games have just occurred this week on November 14th, where the seniors beat the juniors in a competitive game that ended in a final score of 15-14. This definitely created more tension between the seniors and juniors for the battle of the classes that is going to occur in March. The Fall Clue Play is about to make their debut after working hard these last few months. There are a total of 75 students working and creating this production for many to enjoy on November 16th, the 17th, and the 18th. Winter sports are starting up within the next couple weeks with our boys and girls basketball, boys and girls indoor track, boys and girls bowling, boys and girls wrestling, and boys and girls swimming. The boys wrestling team were given a new head coach who is planning to take them all the way back to win the state title. The boys basketball team has a new junior varsity coach who plans to bring great success as well. Girls and boys bowling are two-time returning state champion teams, and the girls wrestling team have earned the #1 ranked team in New Jersey, as well as 5th ranked in the country. With Thanksgiving around the corner, everyone, including students and staff, are all excited for holiday season to begin. I would like to thank Mrs. Pormilli, the Board of Education, for your continued support, and thank you for allowing me here to speak tonight. I wish us all a happy Thanksgiving, and I look forward to speaking with you all at our next Board of Education meeting in regards to Jackson Memorial High School. Thank you.
Thank you both for the extensive reports, and just, it's amazing the amount of activities, availability to our high school students in both of our high schools. I had the pleasure of attending the National Honor Society at Liberty last week, and Mr. Ritante attended it at Memorial. They're just always wonderful ceremonies and so impressive. The accomplishments of our students and the hard work and the perseverance that they show and demonstrate. There's so many wonderful opportunities for our students here in our high schools. Exciting time for seniors right now, exciting time for our winter sports that are about to start. So looking forward to hearing more and more, and thank you both for the wonderful reports. Excuse me. So moving on tonight, we have a short presentation by the board president and myself. Ms. Richardson, the business administrator, this is her last meeting. She is retiring after 25 years. Although she had a family emergency tonight, she wanted to be with us, but she needed to attend to her family. We are still going to present the gift that the board, with their own personal money, has purchased. And we want to say a few words to Ms. Richardson and thank her for everything that she's done over the last 25 years. So we're going to go to the podium.
Good evening. Tonight's board meeting is Ms. Richardson's last meeting as Administrator and Board of Education Secretary for Jackson Schools. Ms. Richardson has been with the Jackson School District since November of 1998, when she was hired as the Assistant Business Administrator. She was promoted to the role of Business Administrator and Board of Education Secretary in January of 2009. Her retirement caps off 25 years of employment with the Jackson School District and 32 years in public education. In addition to the daily work as the district business administrator, over the last 25 years, Ms. Richardson has seen many transitions throughout the district and has been an integral part of many initiatives under her care. Some of those initiatives include large-scale solar project, the district's ESIP energy savings project that earned the district $27 million worth of upgrades and energy-saving improvements to our facilities. Ms. Richardson has also successfully overseen the building of the Liberty Transportation Site and 2 DEP projects at the Memorial Transportation Site. She has worked hard to save the district money in healthcare expenses and through grants such as the ROT grant for facility upgrades, and most recently, the plumbing grant, and was a key member of the team that passed a special question to add school security officers to our elementary schools in 2018. During COVID, she worked tirelessly with the district administration team to ensure our district business operations and food departments were able to educate and nourish children, even during a pandemic. Ms. Richardson, the Jackson Board of Education would like to present you this engraved clock for appreciation for all the time you have faithfully served the students of Jackson, your fellow staff members, and the Jackson community for over 25 years. Sure. Ms. Richardson, in appreciation of your years of dedication and service to the Jackson School District. Just her? Me and the clock? Okay. Come on. Don't give me some. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ms. Richardson. I'm going to continue with my superintendent's report. I'd like to comment a little bit about the special question that was just on the ballot. So November 7th votes obviously were disappointing, the results of the election of the special question. Obviously, the district was hoping for different results so that we could reduce class sizes and provide a smaller ratio of student to teachers and support service providers. We do appreciate the 3,604 yes votes for the question, but we also recognize that this was a community decision to not see an increase in their taxes. As we head into next year's budget planning, unfortunately, we will again be operating in a cut model. We will continue to review the ways that we can reduce expenses and also continue to advocate, as we have for the last 6 years, for a more efficient state aid funding formula that addresses the needs of Jackson schools. There will certainly be cuts as we move forward. However, as always, students are our #1 priority, and we will continue to work hard to preserve our programs, services, and co-curriculars in order to provide the students of Jackson with a strong, well-rounded education. Thank you to our PTNs for their continued support in funding important experiences for our students, and to the Jackson Education Foundation, who has already awarded grants to our teachers, and for their donations in supporting our schools. A great big thank you to all the district staff who continue to do more with less. Our staff continues to demonstrate their commitment to educating Jackson students and the future generation of citizens. We'll continue to apply for available funding and grants. In fact, we have been awarded an additional grant that we applied for. This was just awarded. It's called the Accelerated Learning Grant, and I'm just going to ask Mr. Rattante to say a few words to give an overview of that grant. Mr. Rattante?
Okay, thanks, Mrs. Permilli. We were notified November 1st that the district received $306,000 in the, what is called the High Impact Tutoring Grant. I just want to start with a big thank you to two administrators, Lisa Koch and Jennifer Torres, as well as several other teachers who were really instrumental in the district obtaining that grant. And just a very brief summary, what that grant does is it will provide small group tutoring to 3rd and 4th graders at all 6 schools in the district that will take place either before school, after school, or during the WIN support block that takes place during the school day. Students will get 120 minutes per week working directly with our Jackson elementary teachers. We'll be selecting our students based on data, based on how they're performing, and we'll run three 8-week sessions. The first one beginning right after Thanksgiving and running through the beginning of January. We'll have a second session that will run in February and March, and our third session will run from mid-April through the beginning of June. Students who still need additional support will remain in for each session, and each session will give us an opportunity for new students that need support to be brought into the next group. Students are, as we speak, kind of being notified. Letters are going out from the schools. They're selecting the students that will best be served by the program, and we're excited to get it up and running right after the Thanksgiving break.
Thank you, Mr. Rattante. Also, as an example of our grants, is on the agenda tonight. When you look through the agenda, you can see how planful we are in the ways that we use some of our title grants to continue to fund professional development for our staff. If we did not use these funds accordingly, it would be very difficult to offer professional development to our staff. You'll see on tonight's agenda, there's lots of opportunities for professional development for mathematics, multiple language learners, for mental health, and dealing with other strategies to help support our students both academically and socially emotionally. So some other happenings, as you know, every month we provide some happenings behind me on the screen. Ms. Irwin gathers the information of just some of the small things that have been happening across the district. There are many, many other things. This is a wonderful place for students. So as mentioned earlier, we have some high school plays coming up. We've got Clue at Jackson Memorial, Elf at Jackson Liberty. Over at Liberty is the Home for the Holidays is coming up. That's always great fun as well. I want to say congratulations to the Liberty Marching Band for another Group 3 state championship win. That's fantastic. McAuliffe has again run their Run for Vets program and bringing vets in to speak to our students, and then also having their run, an excellent opportunity for students to learn as well. Most recently, Switlick has begun to do morning announcements. They are televised by student broadcasters. It's quite exciting. It's a fantastic and engaging way to build school community and student leadership. The Memorial Marching Band held a community cleanup and gave back to taking care of their community, and I believe there was also a slide about them visiting Switlick Elementary School as well. That's just a small sampling of some of the wonderful things happening in each of our schools. I do want to point out, since we do have somebody here tonight who is on the agenda for retirement, Miss Cindy Sherman, a long-standing security officer for us. She's there in the back. Now, I know we still have quite a few more months together, but I just wanted to acknowledge and thank you for everything you have done for our students and our staff. And I know there'll be lots of tears as you leave us, but you have made a tremendous impact. So thank you for everything that you've done. So with that, I'm closing my remarks for this evening and just wish everyone a very safe and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Permilli. At this time, we will have standing committees that have met since the last board meeting report. We only have one for this meeting. It is Buildings and Grounds. Chairperson is Ms. Rivera.
Yes, we met yesterday. The committee discussed the following. Mr. Bruno, the Director of Buildings and Grounds, updated the committee with Jackson projects, the repair of the roof leaks, repair of the parking lights, repair of the ceilings, the gym floor repairs, the Jackson Memorial High School Fuel Depot. The tanks have been delivered and installed, and we are estimated December 1st, 2023 date for completion of projects. Ms. Richardson updated the committee of the legal end of this project, and Spiesel Architects gave an informed presentation on the district's plan for a master plan.
Thank you, Ms. Rivera.
You're welcome.
We also have ad hoc committees that meet as needed. We had several meet since last board meeting, so we'll report on those. Policy, Chairperson, Ms. Cass, please report.
Policy met on October 30th. In attendance was myself, Mr. Baginski, Mrs. Gardella, Mrs. Barocas, Mrs. Pormilli, and Mrs. Sabo. The policies that were recommended for revisions are as follows. We have religion in schools, which is has to do with the U.S. Department of Education guidance on constitutionality of prayer and religious expression in schools. We had policy 3161, examination for cause, which is when the district wants to require a physical or psychiatric examination of an employee. We had policy policy N regulation 3212 for attendance. That has to do with employee attendance policies and regulations in accordance with the new sick law. We had the right of policy, policy 3324, that protects the right of the school staff members by prohibiting audio or video recording of staff members and students and other staff members. So that had to do with all recording and things of that nature. We had the eligibility, policy and regulation eligibility of resident, non-resident students, and that has to do with tuition for students out of state. If parents move out of the district, students move out of the district. We have policy and regulation 5116, which is education of the homeless children and youths. And that is the requirement that the district must enroll for up to 2 school years students who are made homeless or forced to move out because of a natural disaster or a terrorist attack. So there's just some terminology that needs to be changed. And then there was some revisions to the food services. Abolished policies was the school nutrition programs and the outstanding food service bill. They're just actually, they're consolidating policy 8540 and 8550. So it'll have to do with the Anti-Hunger Act and working class families. And then policies that we discussed were electronic communications between teaching staffs, members, and students, inappropriate staff conduct for teaching and staff members, and inappropriate staff conduct for non-teaching and staff members. And that was the conclusion of the meeting. We do not have a new scheduled meeting as of yet.
Thank you, Ms. Cass. While I have you, you are also the chairperson for scholarship. Would you like to report on that as well?
Scholarship is actually having a meeting this evening. I was unable to attend because I am here, so when I get the minutes from that, I can report on that next time.
Thank you. State and County School Board Representative, Chairperson, Ms. Rivera.
Next county meeting is December 4th at Brick Professional Development Center at 6 p.m.
Thank you. I need a motion for approval of policy regulations, first reading.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Mrs. Gardella,
Yes.
Mr. McCarron,
Yes.
Mrs. Baracus,
Yes.
Dr. Osmond,
Yes.
Mrs. Rivera.
Yes.
Mrs. Cass,
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri.
Yes. I need a motion for approval of policy regulations abolished.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Mrs. Gardella,
Yes.
Mr. McCarron,
Yes.
Mrs. Barocas?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. I need a motion for approval of the minutes, the closed session meeting, October 18, 2023, the official board meeting, October 18, 2023, business meeting.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Gardella?
Yes.
Mr. McCann? Karen?
Yes.
Mrs. Barocas?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. I need a motion for approval of the bill list.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Gardella?
Yes.
Mr. McCarron?
Yes.
Mrs. Barocas?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. I need a motion for approval of treasurers and board secretaries' reports.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Mrs. Gardella?
Yes.
Mr. McCarron?
Yes.
Mrs. Barocas?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond? Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. Before I motion to open public forum, I would like to turn it over to our board attorney, Mr. Zittimer. He has an addition to add to our personnel.
Yes, this will be personnel number 26. Resolved that the Board of Education accepts the resignation of Andrew Fantasia effective immediately.
Thank you. I need a motion to open the public forum on agenda items only. We will hold another public forum during this meeting for other questions. This public forum will be for questions on agenda items only.
Motion.
Second.
Please sign in and state your name and whether or not you are a Jackson resident. Each person is allowed a maximum of 5 minutes to speak. No person may speak more than once on the topic until all others have been heard. All right. Seeing no one come up, I move forward for a motion to close public forum.
Motion.
All in favor? Aye. I need a motion to move finance.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Gardella?
Yes.
Mr. McCarron?
Yes.
Mrs. Barocas?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond? Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. I need a motion to move facilities.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Gardella?
Yes.
Mr. McCarron?
Yes.
Mrs. Barocas?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond? Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. I need a motion to move programs.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Gardella?
Yes.
Mr. McCarron?
Yes.
Mrs. Barocas?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. I need a motion to move students.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Gardella?
Should I do it now? I'm wearing personnel, I'm sorry. What are we on? I was supposed to abstain from something.
Okay, what are you abstaining from?
Needed to abstain from programs, number 12, Title 2B. Sorry.
That's okay.
And 14. Sorry about that.
And 14.
Yes.
Okay, are we going on with students?
Are we on students?
Yes, I need a motion to move students.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry for that.
Well, I had originally moved it, but she had to go back to programs. We had to. Yep. I need a motion to move students.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Gardella?
Yes.
Mr. McCarron?
Yes.
Mrs. Barocas?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. I need a motion to move personnel.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Gardella?
2.
And yes on everything else.
Okay. Mr. McCarron?
Yes.
Mrs. Barakis?
Yes.
Dr. Osmond?
Yes.
Mrs. Rivera?
Yes.
Mrs. Cass?
Yes.
Mr. Palmieri?
Yes. I need a motion to open public forum on any topic pertaining to the Board of Education.
Motion.
Second.
Please sign in and state your name and whether or not you are a Jackson resident. Each person is allowed a maximum of 5 minutes to speak. No person may speak more than once on the topic until all others have been heard.
Motion.
Good. All right, seeing no one come forward, I need a motion to close public forum.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll now turn to board comments, starting with Ms. Gardella.
Sorry about that before. I just wanted to say that today I had the pleasure of working with four three current students and one postgraduate, one from Liberty and two from Memorial at a Ocean County Vocational Women's and Automotive Networking event. And I just wanted to highlight that for people in town because I feel vocational school is a really big component of the educational system that we don't always get to hear about. So since I was able to participate, I wanted to share that. Additionally, I wanted to just kind of piggyback on what the superintendent said regarding the vote. You know, I just hope that we can have some more community involvement. There's, you know, a big need for our community to be a little more involved than they are currently in what's happening in our schools. So hopefully from the know of this vote, the public chatter, and the fact that we will be revisiting the budget and there will be more complaints coming from community members that, you know, we have some more participation here and we can move forward in a positive direction. We have awesome students here, great staff, and we're gonna continue to do great things.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. I just wanted to give it a shout out to our girls gymnastics team who had an amazing season this season. They had a tough start, but they got going and they did a great job. So I just wanted to tell them that we're all very proud of them. I hope everybody has a nice Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Just wanted to take time to thank the residents of Jackson who took the time out to vote. I appreciate the opportunity to continue to serve here on the board. Just wanted to thank Ms. Richardson again for all her years of service to Jackson Schools and wish you the best of luck in your retirement, and I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
I just wanted to congratulate Mr. McCarron and Mrs. Rivera on winning their seats for the Board of Education. I look forward to working with you in the next coming years. I first wanted to congratulate our Liberty Lion Band on becoming the 2023 New Jersey State Champions. I'm also looking forward to seeing everyone at the Clue play these next couple of days. So if you see me around, please come over and introduce yourselves. I'm sure it'll be a wonderful event. For those of you that have seen the article in the NewJersey.com, Jackson Memorial High School was ranked number 10 amongst the 50 best New Jersey public high schools for sports in 2023. I think that's pretty impressive. I too wanted to congratulate our gymnastics team, who are the undefeated division champions with an 11-0 record. Congratulations, girls. And they came in second in the South Sectionals. I also wanted to congratulate our our athletes on their signing day, who are going to be continuing to play at the Division I and Division II level. Some of those schools include Loyola, Rutgers, the University of New Haven, and my son Drew, who'll be attending the University of Alabama in Huntsville. And I'm looking forward to seeing many more athletes in our schools at the signing after the new year. So congratulations to everyone, and I'm wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Have a good night.
I want to thank everyone for attending and watching live stream. I'm wishing Mrs. Richardson and all others on their retirement. And thank you to the community for re-electing Brian and I, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thank you.
I want to welcome back Tara and Brian. Very happy you guys were elected. Look forward to working with you for the year. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and the students. I always appreciate their write-ups about the schools. I think it's great. I think it gives us all some great information of what's going on in addition to Mrs. Pormilli's report as well, because again, we do have some great programs and great things going on. So congratulations to the gymnastics team as well and the Liberty Band as state champions. I think both are wonderful. I want to congratulate Mrs. Richardson on her retirement. We wish you the best and thank you for your years of service. And other than that, I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and take care.
I'd like to start by congratulating Ms. Rivera and Mr. McCarron on your electoral win. I look forward in continuing our service together for all of Jackson. Ms. Richardson, congratulations on a lifetime of dedication to the Jackson School District. Good luck and enjoy retirement. And to everyone else here tonight and who may be live streaming, happy Thanksgiving, be safe, and be well. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
By acclamation, aye.
Hello, I'm Hunter Foster. I'm at Jackson Memorial High School, and we just gave a master class for the incredible Clue, which they are performing here at the school, and it's going to be November 16th, 17th, and 18th. Come check it out. You're not going to be disappointed. These actors are great. You're going to have a lot of fun. It's really funny. Come see Clue.